Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the kitchen for another recipe video. So Halloween has just gone, which means pumpkins in the supermarket here in the UK are hella cheap. So I had to take full advantage of this good deal and grab a couple so I can show you guys my favorite post-Halloween pumpkin dishes. The first recipe we're going to be making is a roasted pumpkin dish with a tahini dressing, and the second recipe is a one-pot chunky tomato, pumpkin and aubergine stew. But before we get on to the first recipe, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and be sure to watch the entire video so you can see the full recipes and share them with anyone who you think might enjoy some post-Halloween pumpkin love. Let's get on to the first recipe. Start off by preheating your oven to 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then wash and chop up one medium-sized pumpkin. So I usually use a towel or some kind of cloth as opposed to a chopping board, just to stop the pumpkin from sliding around everywhere. There are loads of different ways to cut up pumpkins, and I always struggle regardless of what method I use. Some people chop off the top and bottom first. I just made a cut straight through the middle, but as you can see, that did not work for me. So let me know if you have any pumpkin cutting tips in the comments down below. Now, using a spoon or your hands or both, remove all of the seeds and stuff from the center. Once the middle is completely clean, chop half of the pumpkin into 1-inch thick slices and then cut each slice into half. And you're going to need to use a really sharp knife here, so please be very careful and don't worry about removing the skin because it does turn very soft once it's baked. The skin is going to stay on because, as you lot saw, I struggled to chop this. And it gives it a bit of a rustic look, which is all the rage right now. I see on the internet everyone like autumn looks, rustic autumn recipes, so that's what we're going to go for. Also, if I tried to take the skin off, we'd be here for another 4 hours, and I'm not about that life. Cover a baking tray with some tinfoil and place the pumpkin slices on top. Then make a quick dressing using olive oil, cinnamon, allspice, fresh nutmeg, garlic salt and black pepper. As always, the exact recipe and measurement will be in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. Next, grab a spoon or a food brush like the one that I'm using here. Mix the dressing together and spread it all over the pumpkin evenly, and be sure to put it on both sides of the pumpkin slices. Whilst you wait for your pumpkin to bake, you can make some quinoa to go with it, and I already have a really simple quinoa recipe video, so hit the I in the corner of the screen to watch that. For the dressing, I just used tahini, water and sea salt, and I mixed that together until it was completely smooth. Again, those directions will be in the description box below. After 25 minutes, check your pumpkin slices that are in the oven, and if they're soft all the way through, then it is ready to plate up and serve. You guys already know I absolutely love tahini dressing, so I always drown my food in it. And a little bit of coriander actually makes this dish look totally complete, so sprinkle some of that on it. And that is the first pumpkin recipe done. Now onto the second recipe, which is a one-pot pumpkin stew. And for this, you're gonna need 2 white onions, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, 1 leek, 1 tin of chopped tomatoes, 1 medium aubergine, 1 tin of drained kidney beans, and half of a medium-sized pumpkin. So to start, over a medium to high heat, add in some coconut oil into a large pot. Once the oil is heated up, add in the chopped onion and garlic and give it a mix and just cook that for a couple of minutes. Now add in 1 stock cube and mix that again. Then add in ginger, curry powder and sea salt. Then add in the leek, mix everything together, and also add in 1 cup of water, the chopped pumpkins and the tomatoes. Put the lid onto the pot and let that cook for around 5 minutes on a low to medium heat. Add in the aubergine and another cup of water, and then just let that do its thing for another 3 to 5 minutes with the lid back on. Now at this point, the pumpkins should be cooked, so grab a knife or a fork and just check that they're soft all the way through. If they are, then go ahead and add in the drained kidney beans and some chili flakes if you like a little bit of spice. Then leave it on the gas for another 2 or 3 minutes and it is ready. Okay, again, I'm kind of boring, so I just serve this up with some quinoa because that's my preferred grain at the moment, but you can have it on its own or with some bread or with some rice, however you feel like having it. And I also just added some chopped spring onion on top. So there are my 2 pumpkin recipes, absolutely perfect for autumn and to use up any old pumpkins you got lying around after Halloween. Thank you all so much for watching this video right up until the end. I really do appreciate it. Before you leave, make sure you hit that subscribe button, check out my last video and share this recipe with anyone who you think might enjoy it, and I will see you guys next Sunday.